We're going to do another really quick one, bit of algebra, comes up lots this one, couple of marks. Let's take a look. Put the power on everything. So what do I mean by that? Here's our question. So we've got a bracket here. We've got lots of stuff happening inside. 3 times an a squared times a b times a c cubed. Anyway, all of this stuff inside, we're going to cube it. So what does cubing really mean? Well, if you say something cubed, what you mean is you mean that thing appearing 3 times and being multiplied. So if we did that for this, what would we get? Well, we'd get the number 3 times. We'd get a squared 3 times. We'd get a b 3 times. And we'd get a c cubed 3 times. Okay, well, if we decide to do some shuffling, because you can shuffle numbers when you multiply, like 5 times 7 is the same as 7 times 5. It's called the commutative property of multiplication. Anyway, it means we can shuffle stuff around. So you could put all those 3's next to each other, couldn't you? Because there's multiplying signs hidden all in here, okay? They're hiding in there. So you could say 3 times 3 times 3. You could say a squared times a squared times a squared. You could say b times b times b. I think you get the idea by now. So what do we notice? Well, we got 3 of them. We got 3 of them. We got 3 of them. So we can write this a little bit more quickly, can't we? So 3 appearing 3 times with multiplying signs. Well, we said that's what cubing is. A squared, a squared, a squared. Do we remember what to do here? We need to add those powers. So 2 plus a 2 plus a 2. So this looks a little bit different, but it's a to the 6. So what's the reason for that? Well, you might remember something like this. You multiply those powers. That's where that's coming from. Okay, so we're putting the power on everything. We're putting that power of 3 on the 3. We're putting that power of 3 on that a squared. We're going to put the power of 3 on everything. So I'm going to leave it like that. How about the b? B. It's b cubed. So again, that 3 is being put on the b as well, it looks like. Okay, and c cubed, c cubed, c cubed. That's going to be c to the 9. Okay, so that's what's going on here. Now, you don't need to write all of that out every single time. What you need to know is you need to know that when you have lots of stuff being multiplied by each other, with the power there, you're going to put that power on everything. That's your shortcut. And what would you get? Well, if we tidy this up now, let's take a look. 3 cubed is 27. A to the 6, so we're going to write them next to each other. That means multiply. B cubed, c to the 9. And that's it. That's the correct answer. That's what we're looking for. So let's try another one now, where we don't do all of this stuff, where we just jump straight into it. So what are we going to do? We're going to have this. We've got a 4 on the outside, so we're going to put that 4 on every number, every letter, everything. Put the power on everything. So it's going to be 2. Well, there's nothing there, so just put the 4 on straight away. A, again, there's kind of just no number hiding up there. There's actually a 1 hiding, so we put a 4 up. B squared. So b squared, b squared, b squared, b squared. It's going to be b to the power of 8. So what we're going to say, when you see this, they need to be multiplied. Okay? So b to the 8. And one more time, the c squared, well, that's kind of the same thing as before. No, we're going to multiply that as well. So let's have c to the 8. Is that our correct answer? Is that a tick? Well, not quite. Okay, we can do better than that. What's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2? It's 16. So let's say 16. A4, B8, C8. And there you go. That's correct. So we've got a couple of marks we picked up there. And all we need to do is we need to remember when you're multiplying all the stuff inside there and you got that number, put the power on everything. Let's try a slightly more difficult one, shall we? So we've got some stuff inside and we've got to the power of -3. To the power of -3, normally it's a little bit smaller. You normally see it written something like that. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Well, we can put the power on everything, sure. That is correct, but maybe it's a little bit difficult here. You know, there's nothing wrong with saying this. This is no, this is all correct, but maybe it's just not that useful. So we're going to use a little trick for this kind of one, okay? So when you say that something to the power of minus 3, well, there's kind of a workaround for this. This is the same as something to the power of 3, and then to the power of minus 1, okay? And why is that true? Well, if you multiply these together, you see you get the same result. So I'm going to do this part here like we just did, and then we're going to get to this in a moment. Let's do the part inside first. So here we go. So I'm going to put the 3 on everything. So let's do that bit inside. So 4 to the power of 3, b, so that's going to be a 6. How about a half? Well, a half times 3 is 3 halves. So that's looking pretty good so far. Can we do any better? Sure, we could turn this one into, what's 4 times 4 times 4? It's 64. So 64, b to the 6, c to the 3 over 2. Now all we need to do is deal with this thing over here. So what does this mean? Well, this means the reciprocal, okay? The reciprocal, it's like when you have a fraction, so something like 3 over 4, it's when you change the numerator and the denominator, okay? Just like that. So how is this a fraction then? Well, it is a fraction if you pretend that there's a 1 underneath. So we're just going to turn the fraction upside down. That's what that minus 1 means, and it always means this thing. Here's our final answer then. 1 over 64, b 6, c to the 3 over 2. Not bad at all. I'm going to pause the video, have a quick go at the one underneath. See if you can use the same ideas. So do the first part like we did with that nice number there, and then do the reciprocal thing, turn it upside down. Pause the video, have a quick go. Okay, so I hope you had a quick go. Let's put the power of 2 on everything first, shall we? We're going to put everything to the power of 2, and then to the power of minus 1. Let's do that first. So, to the power of 2, here we go. 4 squared, c to the 4, f to the 2 over 4, or you could say a half, okay? Now, you've still got to do that minus 1 thing. Okay, so let's turn it upside down. So it's a bit like there's a 1 hiding. We turn it upside down, something like that. Well, it's going to be the same thing again now. It's just that the top and the bottom have changed places. That's it. Final answer, well, you can do a little bit better. What's 4 squared? Well, 4 squared means 4 times 4. It's 16. Okay, so there we go. That's our final answer. What do you think? Not bad for 2 or 3 marks a time.